Hey, what's up guys? So today we are going to the next step of the surfboard, the custom fish surfboard. Andy from now Resin8. He's gonna give us his little, he's gonna tell us what's happening on the board, what we're gonna be doing today.
All right, what's up Moy and iSurf Tribe? So today Moy's back to check out the board I shaped him. That was in the last stories you did. So since you've been gone, the board's been seal coated. So with the EPS foam, you have to put a layer of resin over it, real fine layer, to let it soak into the foam, basically, so that when you glass it, the resin doesn't come out of the cloth and into the foam. So it's a seal coat, and you can kind of see it on the surface. So we're gonna go over fin placement, and then I got to ask Moy like which fin system he wants, because we're gonna route the holes today to put the boxes in. So we're gonna go over all that. So it's a good learning process to know about fins and fin angles and fin toe and the placement, how far from the tail up all the fins are. It's really important. I think it's one of the most important parts about how a board works. Besides the shape and everything and the concaves and everything, it's the fin placement is make it or break it really. It can really ruin a board. If this is done wrong and the fin placement's off, it can make a board either not turn good and be too stiff or be too loose and not drivey. So it's a very delicate part of the process, and you gotta take your time in it too. So basically for a 5-fin set, you need the 9-degree. It's hard to read right there, but these are the 9-degree boxes. Then there's the 5-degree for the back quads, and then the center zeros. So that means that, because FCS, their angles are built in the boxes, where Futures is flat and the fins have the angle. So you gotta put the right degree boxes on in the right slots, or you'll have different fin cants for your cant is the fins angle with quads. Your front side fins have more cant and the back ones are a little straighter. And then you got 0 degrees here in the back. 0 degrees, it's gonna be your center fin, straight up and down. Well, the plan is before you showed up, I kind of marked out where I was gonna basically put the fin placement as far as the relationship to the tail. We're gonna go with the same placement that was on the board.
Okay.
So as you can see here, fin placement, these are all the specs on this board right here that helped me copy it. But I've got the fin placement, so it's all these measurements. The front side fins are at 12.5 up from the tail. And then the back sides were 5 inches up. And then these are all little like measurements from the rail, how far from the rail the fin is. So this is a really important mark where the trailing edge of the fin is for the front side fins, and then the back edge for the back side. Well, I've just like over the years, like, because I've been doing this a lot of years, and I've always moved my fins forward as experiments in the past, and it worked better. It seemed to turn better. And a lot of boards I see, when I check name brand boards and check the placement, sometimes I'm really surprised how far back they are placed, and I can't figure out why. And then I kind of just square out a little line out here. I'm gonna sand this off later. So like I said, this stuff you have to be super accurate on, and you don't really want to get anything off. The next step is, since you're getting the FCS 2s, now I know how long the base is, I gotta move this up to 5 inches. So now I'm making the mark for the front leading edges. Front fins now, I'm placing them a little bit straighter, so because you get forward on the board and pump for speed, so you're kind of more on the side fins, front side fins. And then once you have all your speed, if you're a good enough surfer, you stick your foot back farther back. So we're gonna have your backside fins aiming closer than us. This PVC sheet, because it's machine cut and it's completely square. So this is kind of my square here, but I can line up. That's where it's going to be. We're going to make a line. That's the final line right there. So that's going to be my guideline when I'm routing the fin box, or the fin hole for the box to go in. And you double check cut once, right? So now I'm going to stick it back on just to be, 100% sure. So as I was saying, at this stage, you kind of want to look at it and make sure it looks right too. I mean, I've already double checked all these measurements, but it also just looks right when you're looking at different angles of it. I can look at it like this, and they're aiming where I want them to aim. Now comes routing the holes. So this next part is when we route the fin boxes in. We've got jigs, each jig for each style system. See, if you put them inside the jigs, you can see there's some space around it, and that gives the bit of the router room. Yeah, so when you're routing these, you'll see in a few minutes when I route this, the router goes inside the jig and follows all the way around, but there's this little bearing right here. You also have to set the depth, like we're going to be using FCS2. So the first step I do is I put this on here like this, like it's gonna be on the board, and put the box, if you see down here, I check my depth because I can adjust my depth right here. And it's actually set really good right now because the top of the bit is just below this little lip right here. Yeah,
Do you take them all down or just the back?
Just the back one, just because you're going through usually a stringer, you know? Put the box in. And this part of the box is sitting a little lower than the foam. Because once you glass over it, you want some of the resin and glass to go inside here. So yeah, we've got all the holes routed. The depths are all right. Now it's kind of cool to see them all in the boxes here, so we'll stick them all in. And like I said, this part of the box sits lower than the foam. But this lip sits a little higher, so the glass goes down in. Creates the strength. So there you go. From here, it's all done right. I come back here and check it out from looking down on it.